first on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on some sort of alternative remedies which you keep on coming across from different astrologers within the astrology community. So now friends, definitely you must be getting surprised looking at the kind of t-shirt which I am wearing, but the topic on which we will be having our discussion, which is somewhere close to the Lal Kitab, so you will get to know the sync of it because it is completely in theme with the today's topic. So now friends, just because as you can fairly notice that right now Rahu is transiting in the Aries sign, and within the transit as well, like the way all the planets are crossing over the Aries sign. So if that specific planet is an important planet for you, and if you keep an update on all the astrology transit videos, then definitely during that time it might have given you some sort of sleepless nights. Like for example, at the time when Sun was crossing over the Aries sign after getting conjunct with Rahu in the Aries, and then Mercury, Venus, and as right now Mars is conjunct with Rahu. So definitely it is a matter of concern, and definitely the ultimate objective of staying updated on all these transit videos is that so that we can plan our life accordingly. And if we are falling prey or vulnerable to any sort of transit alignment, so then we have to do the remedies. Now specifically when we talk about remedies, so one general aspect of following the remedy is that making peace with planet is that which I always say that planets could be put in three categories. Like there could be those planets which are inimical towards your rising sign, towards your ascendant. Trust me friends, over here I'm not talking about your moon sign. This whole video is going to be predominantly hovering around the rising sign or the lagna only. So there could be three category of the planets. There could be one category where a planet could be inimical towards your rising sign. So like for example, for the Virgo and the Gemini rising people, Mars becomes the most malefic planet for them. And when we talk about the Cancer rising people, so for these people Mars becomes a very auspicious planet. Same way Saturn might be malefic in nature, but for the Taurus and the Libra rising people, Saturn becomes the most important planet. So now friends, one category of the planet is where planets are like very much inimical towards you. Second category of planets could be where planet is very friendly towards your lagna, towards your rising sign. And third category could be where planet does not hold any important say, that it is not in a state of causing you any major harm or giving you or bestowing you any major specific gifts. So friends, the only concern comes when we talk about the malefic planets, that how can we tame their energies, how can we make peace with them. Trust me friends, many times I have heard this thing and I keep on coming across where people even wear gemstone without even giving proper care towards their planetary alignments, like whether that gemstone is required or not, and what is the ultimate purpose for which they are wearing that gemstone, what exactly purpose is that gemstone is going to solve. So there is a whole kind of study which goes even in prescribing any gemstone. So now friends, like the way I was talking to you about, I have mentioned this thing a lot many times in my channel that we generally do remedies on the basis of that if you have any affliction concerning around the fire sign. So we say that as per the classical text and all of that, doing the fire ritual like doing the homa could be seen as one of the best remedy, or even the Dev Darshan, like visiting the places of religious significance. Then comes for the earth signs, if you have to do any remedy for them, the best could be you can even consider wearing a gemstone. When we talk about the air signs, if you have any affliction around the air signs, then doing the mantra, chanting, or reading the holy scriptures could be considered. And if you will find any kind of affliction coming around the water signs, then Aushadhi Snan, and along with that flowing things or doing donation can be considered as one of the good remedy. Now friends, when we talk about this specific field which is Lal Kitab, here if you will come across the remedies, you might find it very esoteric, like is there a logic of it or not? Why should I do this thing which is not making any sense at all? So in this video, friends, that is something which I will try to discuss that with you, that how in my case, when I was going through some like sensitive like transit vulnerability, how following the Lal Kitab remedies helped me. So like the way I have explained my chart a lot many times, like I am a Aries Lagna person. My ascendant lord is being placed in the 8th house, Mars, and it is also conjunct with Saturn over there, and a lot of my planets are placed in the nakshatra of Mars only. Like I was even born at the hora of Mars, and even as per the numerology I have got lot many repetition of the number 9. So that in itself tells about that Mars is a very important planet for me. But over and above that, because it is placed in the 8th house of surgery, 8th house of accidents, so it also makes me very accident prone as well. And trust me friends, like at the time when my Saturn got activated in its dasha, and at the time when I just had my Saturn return, so I actually went through a lot many vulnerable incidents, accidents and all of that. So now I will tell you one very short incident what happened at the time when I was going through these courses of palmistry, astrology at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in Delhi. So I still remember there was one astrologer. He had his expertise in Lal Kitab. So he was very old, and he has been practicing astrology professionally from past so many years. So he joined that like institute just to do a certification in palmistry. So just because, you know, in the break time we all used to discuss and share jokes and share our experiences and all of that. So I do not know what was the exact instance, but he asked me to, like, he would just wanted to see my chart. So the moment I gave my details to him, he opened my chart. So he actually initially got just a little bit shocked. Then after looking at my chart, he said that okay, in the past couple of years, because I already had started my Saturn Dasha that time. So he asked me that okay, how many accidents you had or how many surgeries you went through. So he was a bit serious, and I started laughing like, no, I did not have any accident or something like that. You would not believe, he actually got angry, he got offended. He thought that I'm questioning his judgment or his wisdom, his knowledge. So then he actually got serious. Then he said, okay, are you sure you're not hiding anything from me? So I said, no, I did not. Actually, I did not have been into any accident. But yes, in the past couple of years, I actually got lot many body tattoos. Like I got lot many tattoos on my body and all of that. And then he started laughing that in a way, all these tattoos which you have in your body, so it is a form of a surgery only, right? Because trust me, it is better to have these tattoos other than having those accidental scars in your body, because that was the time when you were very much prone and vulnerable towards accidents. And trust me friends, because that was the time when only my dasha was like making me vulnerable. But just because I kept in touch with my Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan team and my batchmates and all of that, so I still remember there was one time period during which I actually started, coming across lot many tumultuous situation of accidents. Like you would not believe, someone is like suddenly a bike will slip on the road, and the guy will straight away come close to me and just fell on the road, and I'm walking and suddenly some stuff will fall in front of me. So over and above that, I actually started sensing that there is something wrong, that every time there is something wrong or some accident or something, some physical mishap is happening, it is always happening all around me. So then when I showed my chart to him the second time, so then he advised me that upon, as per the Lal Kitab remedy, these are certain things which you have to like bury under the ground, but you have to do that in a cremation ground. So I actually like started laughing. It's like, sir, I'm educated, I am a believer of God and all of that. So if you will advise me any remedy which is going to make me visit any place of worship, that I can do. I even do Hanumanji Sundarakand and Hanuman Chalisa, but I do not find any resonance in these kind of esoteric remedies. Then he said me this thing that, see, it's not like that. See, when we talk about the grace of Lord Hanuman, so it's only the protection which you are getting or receiving from Lord Hanuman, that you are still alive or walking on your feet without getting majorly affected. But try to understand this thing, that whatsoever alignments you have in your chart, it is like a kind of your energy centers. It is like it is a part of your DNA. So you are responding and attracting all those energies only. So there are three things which happens. One is the kind of yoga you have in your chart, and second thing is the way we respond to the external circumstances is on the basis of transit and our ongoing dashas. So then he asked me that, okay, if nothing else, so at least I want you to do one thing and then you will actually feel the difference. So then he advised me that, okay, you can start keeping fast on every Krishna Pakshas Ashtami, like the on every waning moon's 8th day as per our Hindu lunar calendar, so Kalashtami. So you can keep a fast, dedicated, devoted to Lord Kal Bhairava. Okay, if you do not want to go to any cremation ground and bury something, which is typical Lal Kitab remedy all the time, so at least, okay, because I was a Delhiite, so at ISBT, all those people who are from Delhi, they must be able to understand this thing. So we have a very famous like Lord Hanuman's temple, and just opposite to it is a Nigam Bodh Ghat, is a cremation ground. But because in every cremation ground you will find the deities and altars of like Lord Kal Bhairava, Lord Shiva, and Goddess Kali. So at least go there and take a darshan, because it is very important, at least for the next 6 months. And I seriously follow that practice. I kept on keeping the Kalashtami Vrat on my fasting days, visiting Lord Hanuman's temple, and on way back visiting that those like gods like murtis at the cremation ground. And trust me, ever since I followed those remedies, I actually felt the difference. So now friends, over here I want to mention this thing that specifically, because right now ever since Mars is conjunct with Rahu, and which is making specific lagna people vulnerable. Like if you are a Taurus lagna person, so it is taking place in your 12th house. If you are like for example you are Virgo rising person, so then this alignment in transit is taking place in your 8th house. So then it becomes very important that unless and until, see, if you are running a safe, protected dashas, then you do not have to worry about anything. If you do not have that yoga in your natal chart which makes you accident prone, then you do not have to worry about anything. But let's say for example, if you are a typical prominent 8th house and 12th house driven person, and over and above that Mars is involved over there, Mars is afflicted in your chart, then trust me, just following the prescribed remedies many times do not make you that protected as if you are gonna follow these esoteric remedies. Now friends, when I say esoteric remedies, trust me, it's like as simple as that getting a like doing a blood donation at those times when transit is making you vulnerable, doing a blood donation, some sort of a body piercing or something. So these are some alternative remedies. Now whatever I'm saying over here, it might sound very kind of taboo, specifically in some orthodox traditional communities. And if I were to say about the western countries and all of that, so there it is a very normal thing. So it's a very accepted norm. So it all comes down to individual, the kind of community tradition you are living in. I still remember friends, a couple of days back there was a news which came from India, one of the province, I guess it was Lucknow. So what happened over there, so there was this gym instructor, and he had like two dogs, and one of the dog actually attacked this person's mother. And actually it was a very sad and very bad incident, but just because it was going trending in all of the portals and all of the social media news portals and all of that. So these are the kind of things which gives you this indication. The prima facie, the indication which you get is that that person might have a afflicted Ketu or moon in his chart, which might give rise to that. So again friends, the way our planetary alignments are, and the way if you are gonna follow these alternative remedies as well, it definitely protects you, it definitely helps you in dealing with the kind of vulnerability which planets might be creating in the transit. I still remember friends, like a couple of days back when I uploaded this video, you must have seen a bandage in my this like on left hand's ring finger. So I still remember that day, because before coming to the Aries in the transit, Mars was transiting in the Pisces sign. So basis my lagna, it falls in the 12th house, and on that day moon was also transiting in the Pisces. So in the transit 12th house was very accentuated. That difference within a 45 minutes or an hour, my this one thing is getting a cut, and another thing is that a portion of your flesh got chopped off. So I was bleeding profusely, and just 15 minutes back as well, there was a very big heavy thing which fell right in front of me, and it is completely dented. There is a very strong dent, prominent dent in that aluminum thing which actually fell right in front of me. So this is how, because so over here friends, in this video I just wanted to talk about little bit about that these esoteric remedies which we keep on coming across, many times they work in your favor as well. It all comes down to in which way you're going to use that. Now let's say for example, and this is where friends the alternative remedies work. Like our ultimate objective is that whatsoever energies are getting generated in transit in your chart as per your dasha, how you can be in a protected side, making best use of that energy. Like the way we say this thing, that if in transit your or in basis your dasha, your 8th house or your 12th house is getting activated, and you are struggling in your home country, or you are operating your business in your domestic market, trust me, all what is required is that all of your struggle can be worked out, can be fixed. At the same time, you can actually appease the planetary demand as well. Planets are the living astral entities which demand some sort of justice which needs to be done. So let's say for example, if you are going to do justice to that planetary energies, and rather than working in your domestic market, rather than struggling in your home country, if you might look forward to overseas opportunities, so then you will definitely find and you will come across that all those planets which were otherwise giving you trouble, now they are working a lot in harmonious with your success in your professional growth. So this is how friends an astrologer prescribe any remedy to someone. And like the way friends, many times I come across a lot many people with, like, even if I were to pick up the case of India, so like when I come across any chart from like Kolkata or Bengal side, I see people who are very much obsessed with wearing too many rings. So just wearing the gemstone does not do any justice. And I also come across a lot many people who are wearing the Navaratna. So like they think that they are so smart that they are going to wear all the gemstones of all the 9 planets so that all the planets are going to be harmonious to them. But trust me, while doing that, you might be activating a Marak planet as well. You might be activating your 8th house as well. So again, it all comes down to what exactly is your objective, which all planets are currently activated in your chart. Like the way friends, when we talk about the planets which actually pose threat or give problem, so definitely Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu are the top leaders in that category. And friends, over here as well, like when we talk about Rahu, so Rahu is a very tumultuous energy. Trust me, if you are like, when we talk about remedies, so there is a section of remedy where Lal Kitab suggests that you have to bury something underground, or you have to throw something on the flowing water. So that in itself means that you want to get rid of that energy. You want to bury that energy. Now this could be more important for someone who is getting afflicted because of Rahu in the form of mental turmoil, hallucination, confusion, obsession. So you might have to do those remedies. But let's say for example, if you are aspiring to become an actor, you're working in any sort of social media field, so you do not have to get rid of the Rahu energy. You need the support of the Rahu. You would not believe how much wonders Rahu can bring and can do in your life. So then in those kind of scenarios, you might have to do the japa, you have to do the mantra chanting, recitation of Rahu, and this is a way by which you can increase or enhance the energy of that planet. So again friends, over and above that, the only one thing which I want to mention over here is that when we talk about the planetary remedy of any sort, in today's day and age, in my own personal life, I have experienced that while following all these kind of remedies, because my chart in itself is the best example of an accident prone chart, like the way I just mentioned all the instances which happened in my personal life, and even basis the consulting experience, the kind of charts which I have seen and people's life which I have studied and monitored in past so many years. So I can say this thing with a lot of confidence that when you have to do the remedies, you have to remain very cautious that first of all, the planet for which you want to do the remedy, or specifically if you have to wear a gemstone, what is the role which that planet is playing in your life. Now you have to first understand whether you have to get rid of that energy completely, you have to make peace with that energy, or you have to enhance that energy which can actually work in your favor. So friends, this was just a basic overview, and basis your response, basis the kind of participation which I am going to be receiving in this video, I will look forward to, or I might consider picking up individual planets and and discussing all different Lal Kitab remedies. That for example, if Mars is placed in the 8th house, what does Lal Kitab prescribe for that? Because Lal Kitab remedies are not that expensive, because obviously if you will go in the market and if you will buy or you will check the prices of a blue sapphire. So blue sapphire is a very expensive gemstone which not everyone can afford. So via following these remedies, this could be a kind of an economical alternative version via which you can actually make peace with that planetary energy. And definitely friends, like when we talk about these malefic planets, so the success from them only comes after going through struggle, doing unconditional help and charity in the world, but over and above that, doing remedies many times appease the demonic or the malefic side of their personality. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs on this topic of some sort of alternative remedies which can be done in today's day and age. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.